Alright, so Infinix has a 5G phone. In today's video, we'll be looking at how the device fares. I'll be doing this with EugosonQuorch and then Victor Praise. So without further ado, let's get this video started. So without wasting so much time, let's start with the build and design for this device, with which Eugoson will take care of that.
Okay, big shout out to DELPPY for featuring me on this. My name is Eugoson and today we're talking about the Infinix Zero 5G. At first, I wasn't a fan of this design. It has this uni-frame design. That's why the camera area looks that way. Like it's made of one piece of plastic. The one I have is black and glossy, so lots of fingerprints and smudges. But the orange one has a leather-like finish, so I definitely prefer that one. It's slim and it's pretty sleek. It's got all the ports that you could, possibly need, except dual speakers. I think that's probably the biggest drawback. It does have 2 microphones though, so that's great. It's definitely something different that we're used to, and that's always encouraged. And as far as design goes, I think it just boils down to you. For the display, we get a 6.8-inch 1080p 120Hz LCD display. In my opinion, it's an almost perfect display. It's big enough, 1080p is definitely detailed enough, and 120Hz is definitely smooth enough. But if they had gone with an AMOLED panel, that would definitely have killed it for me. So unless you're a big fan of AMOLED, the display is pretty impressive. It also has reasonably small bezels. I mean, we're still waiting, for the day when the bottom bezel will be as small as the top bezel, but that's what we're going with. It also comes with a hole punch cutout, so that's still pretty modern. So display for me is really an A, not A+, just A.
Now I want us to take a look at performance and software from Victor Praise. So he'll be sharing his experience so far ever since he used the device to tell us what he thinks about the performance so far on the Infinix Zero 5G.
The Infinix Zero 5G ships with XOS 10, which is based on Android 11. Infinix has not yet promised any significant software updates for the phone. However, I heard that it will get Android 12 in August. Fingers crossed. The majority of my concerns are from the phone's bloated XOS 10 Android scheme, just like other Chinese phones like Xiaomi, Redmi, Oppo, Huawei and the likes. The software is heavily customized and is packed with so many useful, nifty, awesome, overwhelming features that stock Android wishes it has. Though Infinix has drawn inspiration from Android 12's last drop-down quick settings and grouped notifications, the UI doesn't appear to be friendly and refined in general. At this price point, and to be honest, I won't lie to you at this point, I thought of a better chipset that could have made this phone more powerful or more valuable, while also retaining the current price tag. Actually, there is none if you think about it. The MediaTek Helio Dimensity 900 5G chipset is extremely fast. When the 120Hz smooth refresh rate is combined with the fast processing chipset on here, minus XOS software, the result is an excellent user experience. With the exception of its software, I've had nothing but positive things to say about the Zero 5G. Even the most resource-intensive apps like Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, they all run smoothly here. It has 128 gigs of storage space, 8 gigs of RAM, and an additional 3 GB borrowed from the internal storage, which Infinix calls memory fusion RAM.
I must be honest, XOS is my least preferred skin on Android. We'll take a look at the battery. How well is the battery like on the Infinix Zero 5G? And I'll leave that to Eugoson to take care of that.
Battery life is pretty decent as well on the Zero 5G. I mean, 5,000 milliamp hours typically means all-day battery life. To save more battery, I'll recommend though that you don't use 120Hz all the time. So you want to change the setting to auto, to switch between 60Hz and 120Hz. Because yeah, I think with 120Hz you might be able to kill this. And as far as charging goes, I mean, it has a 33 watt fast charger. So you could literally juice this boy up in just over an hour, which is pretty decent. So to be able to do that, it's pretty nice. And it is definitely a jump up from what we saw on the Zero X, 4,500, I think. So battery life seems to be pretty good so far on the Zero 5G. Thanks again, Delps. Can I call you Delps?
Okay, now let's wrap it up. We're taking a look at the cameras for the end, and we need Victor here again. So let's listen to what Victor has to say about the cameras on the Infinix Zero 5G.
There is a 48 megapixel primary camera on the Infinix Zero 5G, and it is accompanied by a 13 megapixel telephoto lens with 2x optical zoom and a 2 megapixel depth camera. During daytime, the camera shooter can produce sharp images with fine details, relatively fine details, but they appear very dark in the shadows. Portrait mode, on the other hand, makes everyone look like a cartoon. Pictures produced on this mode are practically not usable. The phone has a 16 megapixel selfie camera on the front, and that takes decent photos and preserves skin tone. The Infinix Zero 5G can record videos at 4K resolution at 30 frames per second, but does not support image stabilization at that resolution 4K. When you reduce the resolution to 1080p, then image stabilization kicks in. Who should get this device? Picture, audio, and video lovers, please stay away. Gamers and hustlers, this is the ultimate at this price point. Thank you, DELPPY.
Well, with those final words from Victor Praise, I am DELPPY and I have been your host for today's video. So if you have any plans of getting the Infinix Zero 5G, I hope their thoughts on the device will give you a purchasing decision to make when getting the Infinix Zero 5G. Once again, I'm DELPPY. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a lot, and I don't know if you're going to get one, but if you do, remember me. I'll leave their YouTube channels in the description. Please make sure to follow and subscribe to their channels. And I'll catch you in another one. Stay safe, peace out, and get the next device, the Sony TV remote.